Right, so it has been pretty long since my last video. I think it's been around 2 to 3 weeks since I've last uploaded on this football channel, and I'm making a video today, so yeah, here we go. Right guys, so welcome back to another video on the Noah Football YouTube channel. Now obviously I've been gone for about 2 or 3 weeks. Pretty much my excuse behind this is the fact that especially the second half of August has been probably the most busy and stressful time of my life so far. I mean, obviously I got my exam results back and all that kind of stuff, if you know that. Also I had like a load of other stuff going on, and literally it was just such a busy and stressful period, so that's literally why I didn't upload. And yeah, as you can probably tell now, I'm back with another video, and you can actually tell how long I've been gone for, because if you can't tell already, I've rearranged my room around, so just putting it out there, I suppose. And yeah, basically the first video back is going to be why I think Manchester United are in big trouble as of now. Now obviously those of you that know me well and that know me, have watched me before, know that I am a Chelsea fan, but also I'm going to make videos on other clubs just because I want this to kind of be more of a Premier League based channel rather than just me making a Chelsea fan based channel and primarily focusing on Chelsea. And obviously as a Chelsea fan, I'm obviously going to take a dislike to Manchester United. That's pretty normal, I suppose, but I'm trying to not really include as much bias in this video, and I kind of want to keep an open mind while I'm discussing these points. So yeah, let's just get straight into this video now. So I'm recording this video roughly 24 hours after Manchester United's 1-1 draw at St Mary's against Southampton. Dan James scoring for United, putting them 1-0 up. Yannick Vestergaard grabbing a point for Southampton, which means that United have taken 5 points from a possible 12 in their first 4 fixtures of the season. And look, they started off the season very spectacularly. Obviously a 4-0 win over Chelsea and then drawing 1-1 at Molineux. Not the worst result Man United could have gotten, but then they go on, they lose 2-1 to Crystal Palace at Old Trafford, an absolutely horrible result. Then obviously a draw against Southampton at St Mary's, a club that I think are going to finish in the relegation zone at the end of the season. Not a good result at all in my opinion. And that leads me on to why I have decided to make this kind of video. So basically this video, obviously as you can tell, is why I think Manchester United are in big trouble at the moment. And the first point I've got, the reason why I think Man United are in such a bad position at the moment, the primary reason is the transfer policy and the transfer strategy used. And this transfer strategy used by United, in my opinion, is absolutely awful. I mean, obviously most clubs now, when they're trying to identify transfer targets and trying to sign players for the club, they go into a lot of detail. They scout players for month upon month. They scout them for pretty long to make sure they've got the right player. And I think United's board are lacking this element, and I think really what they do, and it just goes to show with some of the signings they made. For example, Romelu Lukaku, Paul Pogba, Alexis Sanchez, 3 signings that I know Pogba's been decent, but 3 signings really that you could say haven't worked out in United's favour, especially with the amount of money that they spent on all 3 of them. And it almost seems like, you know, clubs like Man City and Liverpool, the best run clubs in the Premier League as of now, are kind of putting so much detail and emphasis into what players they specifically want. But it looks like United are just going, right, we need a striker. Who's good at the moment, who's available? Lukaku, we'll get him. We need a winger, who's good? We'll get Sanchez. We need a centre midfielder, who's good at the moment? We'll get Pogba. It's almost like they're not putting any thought into what kind of player they are and what kind of system they're using. And I think a prime example of that is Romelu Lukaku, because he's a player that you get the best out of by playing the way that suits him. And United's system differs massively to the way Lukaku plays. The reason why Everton and West Brom got so many goals and performances out of Lukaku is because they played specifically to his strengths. United haven't done that, and that's probably the reason why it hasn't worked out for Manchester United. So another point that I do want to make is the timing of Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's appointment at Manchester United. In my opinion, it was a massive mistake at the time. It's no secret that once Solskjaer was appointed, they had an absolutely horrendous run of form till the end of the season. I think they should have just let him have till the end of the season and then make a decision. Another thing in my opinion that Manchester United have got horrendously wrong during the summer was not sorting out the Paul Pogba situation. Obviously it looks like he's going to stay with Manchester United now, but rumours throughout the summer was that Paul Pogba wanted to go to Juventus or Real Madrid or these kind of teams. Personally, if I was Solskjaer, I would have shown Pogba the door. I would have said, look, you're either with me or you're against me. I think you're personally against me. Here you go. We're going to sell you to Real Madrid or Juventus if a good offer comes in. I think that that's what Solskjaer should have done. I know Pogba's a talented player. It hasn't quite worked out for United overall for the price tag that they paid for him, and I personally think he's a massive ego in the dressing room and that it's all about him. I would have done exactly what Conte did to Diego Costa in the summer of 2017 and said, look, Paul Pogba, you're a disruption in the dressing room. You're going to Real Madrid or Juventus. We're going to bring in someone who's going to do a job for the team. Now let me just get this straight in my next point. I am not blaming Ole Gunnar Solskjaer for this whole United breakdown, because obviously it's not entirely his fault. You can't just blame him, and in my opinion this United collapse is mainly, not solely, but mainly down to the board and Ed Woodward. I think the guys that United have in charge of this club is disgraceful. I know obviously United fans complaining on Twitter about the Glazers and, you know, the hashtag Glazer out and all that, and it kind of does trigger people because of what's happening to Bury and Bolton and that in the lower leagues. Manchester United are, without doubt, I don't think anyone will disagree, they are the biggest club in England, and they should not be scraping the barrel with 6th place every season. And I know I laugh at United. It's good that rival fans laugh at United because we get the chance to, but Manchester United are a club that should be challenging for the title every single season and not being happy with just top 4 football. And what Ed Woodward has done to Manchester United, in my opinion, he has absolutely intoxicated that club with basically just the wrong signings. And Manchester United fans can't use the excuse of Manchester City spending loads of money, because United have spent, obviously not as much, but close enough to the amount of money that Manchester City have spent since Ferguson retired. It's just that Manchester City are such a well-run club, they buy the exact players that they need. United don't do that. United spend money on the wrong players. They've wasted so much money since Ferguson retired, and I think that is what their biggest problem is Ed Woodward and his transfer policy. And yeah, I just want to finish off this video by saying, overall, unfortunately for Man United fans, it's looking like it is going to be a long rebuild. I don't think they'll be challenging for the title for at least another 4 or 5 years, and I think, obviously, they call it the banter era. United, in my opinion, started their banter era last year, and I think it's going to go on for a few years, unfortunately. So United fans, you're going to have to suck it up and you're going to have to get through it. But hopefully for you, obviously hopefully not for me because I'm a Chelsea fan, I love seeing you doing badly, but hopefully for your sake you do end up like Liverpool, getting a manager in like Klopp who rebuilds you and takes you back to the top. But yeah, that is pretty much all for this video. I hope you did enjoy. If you did, make sure to leave a like down below. That would be absolutely muchly appreciated. Also make sure to comment your opinion down in the comment section below. I'm quite interested to know, especially United fans, what your thoughts on what I have just said and what your thoughts overall on why United are struggling at the moment. And yeah, it's good to be back, good to be making videos, and yeah, I'll probably get this edited and uploaded tomorrow. So yeah guys, I will see you next time.